Okay. I'm not sure how long it takes for it to start. This quiet. Here we go. This is the Logic Only Zone, and welcome to Logic Church. Hey guys, let me know if there are any audio issues in the chat. I am testing some software right now, and so if there's any issues, let me know. And that's about it. I'd like to introduce my guests. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'm Quanteca, however you want to pronounce it. Q is good. And I've been doing these shows for a while with Logic, and it's pretty cool. You know, meeting a lot of new people, interesting people with different viewpoints on many different things. And who's next?
I am. Hello, guys. I'm Negon Mad. I make videos that are so bad that you should definitely have to subscribe to my channel. And also, I'm French, so I mean, I double the cancer. So you know, drop by. Let's have some coffee. Chat a little bit. To talk about why genocide. And yeah, I'll hand it over to Cognitive Thought. Introduce yourself, buddy.
Yeah, cheers. Don't go over to him. He'll try and rape you. It's all a ruse. That's all it is. So he calls it coffee, you know. Anyway, my name's Cognitive Thought. I've been on here a couple of times, actually. It's good to be back on here, Logic. Enjoy being
welcome.
here with you.
Welcome.
Yeah, and I'll throw this on to True Apocalypse.
Yes, my name is True Sherm. The name of my channel is called True Apocalypse, and I identify as a small Asian woman.
Me so horny, right?
Get them titties out.
Yeah, she love you a long time.
But I thought True was a sophisticated man.
Only if you're talking about the one great Marcus Aurelius, of course. During the 2nd century, he conquered many conquests, and quite the philosopher he was. It would be a lot more better if he actually took a dip, bow down by the dream pool.
Should I ask about the dream? No, I won't ask him.
If you fancy a story, good man, I'll tell you a good story. How long do you want me to do this?
Tell me about the dream pool. Sorry, Karen.
I'm about to start busting out my Jamaican in a minute.
All right. Yeah. So, guys, on the plate tonight, or this afternoon, I wanted to talk a little bit about the debate with Trump because I thought it was totally ridiculous. So I wanted to start really quick. I actually streamed it, and I watched it. I shared that with you guys. You guys can watch that after the stream if you're interested. But basically, all of the questions were geared towards attacking Trump. There were no questions towards Hillary that are negative in any way. And how can this possibly be a presidential debate? I'm pissed. What about you guys?
I felt I find it hilarious. At the moment they got onto some like little bit of a rumor or something about Trump, they clung onto it and just wouldn't let go. But the moment the emails come up with Hillary, she literally sits there and goes, "Yeah, I did that. That's it, and let's move on." And it's oh god, there was so much more about it that was just like you say. It was just heavily aimed on just how can we destroy Trump's character. Like it was the weirdest debate that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
To me, it's this whole agenda from the left because there's no other explanation for it other than propaganda because they're saying just some outrageous things about Trump. It's similar to Brock Turner. If you want to hate Brock Turner for what he did, that's fine. But calling him a rapist is outside of what he was actually accused of, what he was actually charged with. Yep. So. It's like, there's a lot of people out there who are like, 2 + 2 is 5. And it's like, even if you're a little off, you're still off. And if you're going to hate someone for something, like, say, for instance, hating Donald Trump for racism, quote unquote, then look up at his how he was running his businesses, say, for instance, in 1973. Now, there's a very interesting case in the case of Richard Nixon's administration, one of the most racist administrations of all time, sued Donald Trump's father and him for racial discrimination. Let me let that sink in for you, just a little bit deeper. The most racist presidential administration sued another person for racial discrimination. So that should just, I mean, if you guys really want to hate Trump for something, get started there. Get started with some facts. Get started with, but so far all I've been seeing is he's a racist. He's a xenophobe. Why? Because he wants to protect Americans who are already here from actual criminals and rapists. He didn't say all of one people. He said he just wanted to keep out. And then you see this more propaganda. Well, even if we built the wall, you know, most 27% of illegal immigrants, they fly. So that means 73% people are actually crossing the border
by flying.
Is that what you're telling me? Not by plane, by foot. By walking.
It's crazy.
That means there's a larger number of people crossing the border on foot than there are through air. So you just proved another point for Trump. But it's so mind-numbing that people are not paying attention to what's going on in Germany, what's paying attention to why Brexit even happened in the first fucking place. It's because the people don't trust their leaders, don't trust their decisions because they feel that they're bringing on these refugees and immigrants as, I don't know, just a subterfuge of killing them off for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They don't trust the government in the least bit slightest. They see the propaganda, and
yeah,
I don't know.
I hear you for sure.
You know, do you think it's the because I know we're not going to be talking about this yet, but we'll start talking about the oppression thingy later. But do you not feel that it's almost like you say what comes with that culture of if you sit there and call someone a sexist, a rapist, as long as you say these certain words, these key buzzwords, it's cool. Nothing that they say now has any value to it. It's like you devalue the entirety of their argument based on, we're just going to call him a sexist. Have you proved he's sexist? No. You proved that he's racist? No. So why? Oh, well, he wants to put a wall up, so the guy wants to slow down immigration, which is a good thing. What? Like, I don't understand where it baffles me beyond belief when it comes down to these people that have switched from Bernie now to Hillary. And it really does confuse me because she fucked over Bernie and has admitted it, and then she basically now goes down this path of basically adopting his entire strategy. We're going to tax the rich. We're going to do, and it's just like when you saw that happen, I was just like, "Wow, you're all over the fucking place." Can you imagine that as your president? Just wherever they want to go, swaying at any time they decide, "Oh, that's a good. I'm going to take that. I'm going to have that campaign. Let's go and do that one for this time without anyone knowing about it, and we'll just decide to go that way."
Oh, speaking of,
and this is.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, speaking of doing something that a lot of us don't know about, apparently Barack Obama just gave away the DNS.
Oh, yeah.
To
the internet.
So just basically gave away the internet. So pay attention to when these riots happen.
Do you think that's really... okay. I still don't know, maybe I'm in some sort of state of delusion, but I still don't believe that we're actually going to give the internet away.
It could be conspiracy.
I mean, like... they're trying to do it, obviously, but I don't know. Like, would they really do that? And if they do, we could always make a new internet, you know?
But just look at the ridiculousness of the media on the internet. It's like one side, don't get me wrong, I'm not for Trump, okay? But the thing about Trump is that Trump and Trump supporters, for the most part, are bringing actual, hey, look at this. This is fact. This is what's happening. And Trump is going, Trump is, I wouldn't say the smartest guy in the world, but he's business savvy. He knows how to run a business. And whether you want to agree with me or not, America is a business. And if we look at it from that point of view, I don't know. Whereas Hillary, oh my goodness, great. I don't even know where to start, where to end, where to begin with the shapeshifter. I really don't. Can anyone please comment on that? I mean, am I the only one here? Like, go ahead.
I mean, Hillary is like this. She's just like she swayed so fucking much. It's impossible to know what she actually thinks to a certain point. And like, for example, during the debate, they brought up NAFTA, and she says, "Well, I've always been I've always been against NAFTA. Yeah, fuck me, right?
Oh,
The facts don't matter.
and then to find out
Right.
that most Americans don't know about the TPP, and it's like, oh my God, really? This is some important stuff that a lot of people ought to know about, like, seriously.
I know, but
And it's like the entire time they're reaming Trump about bullshit, and they spent like 30 minutes on racism. And it's like, wait a minute, can we go back to that TPP thing? That thing that's actually affecting Americans, all Americans, not just blacks or whites. And this is where the All Lives Matters people need to actually step up and point out this shit that, hey, this affects all of us. But it's like, I don't know, race war. Have fun, guys.
Race war. Race war.
This is the thing. This is the thing with Black Lives Matter, because I've been to one of their rallies. Because I turned around to them and I was like, considering in the UK, right, when it comes down to Black Lives Matter, you're talking about that basically they're like, oh, I said, I'm not saying that there isn't police brutality out there to an extent. Of course it is, and it will affect everyone. But considering the higher percent of people that are stopped and searched, actually arrested and put in prison, and make up more of the prison population are white people in the UK, would you not say that it disproportionately probably happens more to them, considering they're stopped and searched more? Like, and this is police brutality we're talking about. But then they always bring it down to this, oh no, but it's institutionalized racism. But we have black
That's
police
bullshit.
officers and Asian police officers. How the fuck does that even make sense?
You know how I know that's bullshit? I just went to Oktoberfest last night. I'm the only black guy among my crew. Okay, one's a Guam guy, the other guy, he's like German, Polish. He named off all kinds of shit. I'm like, what? So anyway, we get off the train, and he gets a ticket. The white guy, he gets a ticket. And not only that, but when we get back to the platform, the cops are reaming this guy over him smoking some vape on the fucking train, the train stands. I'm like, are you guys serious about this shit? And they're so like just authoritarian, just you, and it's just like, what the fuck is all this about? Like, do you guys not have fun? Do you guys not get pussy? Like, what is this about? Seriously, because it's like police state on steroids. When I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, I'm in El Cajon. 2 days ago, a black guy just got shot, and here are all these police here over this guy just simply vaping on just tell the guy, hey, don't vape.
I think it's more, and I like to look at it from this point of view. Imagine being a police officer for a moment, though, and your entire day and your entire life is that you have to deal with criminals and people that don't want you to be there fucking anyway. They don't even want you to bother them in their fucking day. And even though they're trying to uphold the law, and at that point in time, the train station, it might have been some dumb train rule. Not that I've heard any rules against vaping. I used to work in a casino, and that's, even though smoking wasn't allowed, vaping was. So yeah, but I don't know what that's about. But when it comes down to it, if they have to keep up, let's say, a private law or their security within that train station, that's something that can happen as well. But look at it from their point of view. And this is one thing that I say, is that you have Black Lives Matter have this whole like they don't want anyone to have racial profiling, and I agree, racial profiling from an extent is incorrect. But imagine your job is, a certain percentage will commit more crimes in a certain area, and you still have to have these statistics which will be force fed down your fucking neck in your career. And you have to take these on board when you're in the field. And your life is at risk when this comes down to it as well. And you've got to take all this on board. I think it's really hard, the job that they do, and I don't think they get enough credit for the shit that they do. That's my not to say that there isn't police people with a god complex out there.
That's a very good.
But also, let's be honest. Like, if you're dressed like a gangster,
you're going to get treated like a gangster.
They've got to pay attention to that stereotype.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
They're there for a reason. Sorry, they are.
Yeah,
and what I was I'm sorry. What I was getting ready to bring up was not the fact that it's not about black anymore. They fuck with anyone who doesn't have the money. Notice where police don't go. They don't go to these real high value rich neighborhoods and fuck with them. But guess who's doing most of the drugs in the country? Rich people. So it's a class-based thing. I'm trying to wake people up to this, that it's a class-based thing. And instead of looking at who's the most privileged, we try to educate people onto, bringing some of that privilege here in the inner cities, and we could actually live a prospering life. I live here in San Diego, California, and we have what you call an inner city. but they've done so much rebuilding and remodeling and trying to help the homeless and trying to help drug addicts and trying to, like, San Diego gets it to a degree. And it's like, you know, yeah, shit happens. And that's why I completely agree with in terms of sometimes you do have to look at it from a two-way street, because these cops here, they do their jobs very diligently. But you'll notice that every once in a while you'll get that bad apple that just like, oh my God, no wonder cops get this kind of reputation.
I've met good cops and bad cops.
Yeah,
I literally have them both.
It's kind of like good cop, bad cop, good, you know, good guys out there, good citizens, and citizens who just want to start some shit. You know, there's goods and bads and everything.
But the thing is that they'll use the couple of negative cops caught on camera to push an entire narrative of, we know we know it's like saying there's a rape culture. No, rape happens, but it's not exactly like bred into a culture in the Western civilizations, is it? Like, it's not. It's the weirdest thing. I
think we all make that mistake. I make that mistake, especially in terms of getting caught up with this media crap where you see one cop do things and you go, see, look what all, I know I do that. Now, I know I've grown up out of that, doing that with white people. Like, oh man, white person got eaten by a shark. See, that's what white people do. And then there was a black guy who got eaten by a shark like a week later. So yeah, obviously, sharks are not racist.
But it's one of those. It's just when it comes down to the individual, really. Like, and that's the hardest part. Is you're trying to place like social politics, but it always comes down to the individual. It's like you sat there and trying to group these terms and stuff, and it's the thing that really fucks everything over, because you end up just getting like, then that's why it comes back to the whole. Well, we can call Trump a sexist and a rape. Literally put him up there with criminals, while Hillary is actually doing criminal activity, but it's not looked at. Like, it's the weirdest thing that in an election I've seen, because it's just like, we don't even really have it to... I mean, we've had the racist thing with Nick Clegg and the BNP, but he said some pretty racist shit. So, like, and I've seen videos of him saying some pretty racist shit. So, yeah, I can kind of understand that. But Trump hasn't. Like, it's these things that they come out with, there's no evidence to back them up, and that's the hardest part when it comes down to it, because they've just got in their head, he's a racist, he's sexist. That's it. That's confirmed.
On the flip side of that, on the very flip side of that, why should Hillary be president? Oh, because she's a woman. She deserves it. She's been there. She was secretary of, and it's like, are you serious?
She's the more oppressed.
She's so oppressed that she you know, the investigation found her. You know, they just dropped it.
Do you know, guys, I realize that this election it can only go two ways, okay? You're either going to have feminism can't say fucking shit, even though they'll try to, but they can't say shit because a woman is now president. Or, which obviously they will, they'll go, oh, well, it's only one out of the many male presidents, and, you know, you're going to get that. Because we haven't fucking listened to that either, right? So when it comes down to it, if she wins, you're fucked, right? Sorry, guys, you're fucked, but... at the same time, they can't say shit when it comes down to it, but they will, and it'll be even more pathetic. Whereas, if Trump does win, it'll actually confirm their you know, cognitive bias of the patriarchy exists, the white male reigns supreme. Like, you know what I mean? That whole thing, that whole SJW narrative is just going to come, like, they're going to be like, we told you, but how did fucking Trump win? It's disgusting. You're going to get all these videos. It'll be fucking brilliant. And I'm actually wondering if there'll be more like you know, like riots and stuff with Hillary winning or with Trump winning, like not, well, you know, like marches and protests, because you're gonna have them. Yeah, I think you will this time. I think we had a fucking Brexit, so come on.
I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter, because there are plenty of females who support Trump. It's just that there's just, like I said, you know, driving around this lady, she just couldn't even talk Trump. This guy was doing an impression of Trump for me, and it was so spot on. It was excellent. And he's like, it's going to be huge. You know, we're gonna build the wall. We're gonna get the Mexicans to pay.
Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the. Sorry, I thought you guys would join in with me. No. Okay. Sorry. 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 Cognitive bias.
If you do that again. If you do that again, I'm going to join in with you, actually.
Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall.
Build that wall.
You know why it doesn't work? Because Google Plus's lag for each of our mics kind of goes like in sequence of its own individual
Right.
audio.
It turns build a wall into vote for Hillary. It like automatically does that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you give away the DNS. You know, they could just change whatever they want, man.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to just mention a little side thing that I thought was funny, slightly relevant. I have 3 of the guys I work guys that I help to train, and they're like in their mid-20s, and they're black, right? African American, black, whatever is the PC thing to say, right? And and the thing is that we just we talk, and there's no there's like no racism at all where I'm at, right? It's like it's just not a thing, But like outside of that environment, you hear about it all the time, or you go on the internet, you hear about it all the time. Well, I was joking around with one of the guys, and we always do this thing where we bump into a cart or something, something somebody's pushing, and we'll be like, "Hey, bro, you mad?" or "What's up with that?" We'll start fights with each other, right? And I told the one guy, I said, "Hey, bro, you triggered?" And he was like, all 3 of the guys that we were all in the same area, they go, "What's triggered?" Right? And then I had to explain, and it was like 20 minutes of explaining, like, well, when the feminists took over the internet, they made these terms triggered and all this other stuff. And they were like, wow, we've never heard of that.
Yep.
So there are a lot of people, and I didn't realize this, there's a lot of people who are younger guys who have never even heard of that stuff. Like all these things you hear, microaggressions. Because I said, whoa, dude, are you microaggressed? He's like, what the hell is that?
This is the thing, is like when it comes down to jargon, you can have lovely conversations on Hangouts with people on Twitter and stuff, because you all understand that you've all had your own fucking feminists and SJWs you've come across in your time. Whereas when I talk to people in real life, like when I've been at work and stuff, it's just like, they're like, these people exist, and that's kind of why I do my channel, is just to go, yeah, this is off this channel, this video, and this person exists, here we go. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's kind of the whole thing, and I just love kind of, it's the fact that those mentalities exist, and I kind of came to this conclusion that I'm either going to sit here getting pissed off watching videos going, God, these people make me so angry, like, because they do, like, it's almost like a lack of rational thinking. It's just gone. Their entire reasoning has gone and it's been deduced down to easy words and buzzwords that they can use to completely judge your argument. Stop mansplaining, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's the weird thing. So you get caught up in it, but no one really knows about it in real. When I've spoken to them,
I'm really trying to implement what Logic, me and him talked about in I think it was a hangout I ran last night, and he was talking about just I'm kind of like changing my perspective on things. I'm coming to the realization there's always going to be an opposition to things that I like. I'm pro marijuana. I'm pro-choice. You make whatever choice you want, even though like if you choose to want to covet your religion or practice whatever you want, as long as you're not harming the next person. I'm a very secular guy, and very
I totally agree with you on that, because that's exactly, like, the thing is, I'm now going to roll a spliff because you're talking about weed. But yeah, no, it's one of those things, like, seriously, like, here's how I kind of see it, okay? I'm up to the point where as long as you don't have a negative impact to the effect of you're actually going out your way to harm somebody else, like, you can basically do whatever you want to that extent. Like, and not to the point where there are still laws in place, but when it comes down to drugs, for example, you should be allowed to take whatever you want. It's your life. If you end up killing yourself because you have an overdose on some drug, you were always going to kill yourself and have an overdose at some point on some drug. Like, it's like, I don't see why that should, it's like, oh, but it affects all their family and stuff. Well, they've got a drug addict in the, like, and I think it'd be good for the population as well. No offense to everyone, but I'm sure a lot of people would probably lose people from drug addicts if a few people decided, oh, drugs are legal, I'm going to take as many as I want. But we at least know, to have knowledge about it beforehand is kind of all you need to do, is like, people know it's there. Like, for example, when you go to get tobacco from the shop, it's behind a cupboard now. You need to know the brands you're getting and whatever to be able to get it. I'd love to be able to go into a shop and actually be able to talk to them about it. And because you're of a certain age, it's your fucking life. If you're going to die, you're going to die. It's like when there used to be a law against suicide. I never understood it. It was like, surely that's somebody's decision to be able to do if they want. Like, that's somebody's life. If they don't want to fucking live anymore, don't live anymore.
Yeah,
it's not a negative
always have
thing.
the option to check out, for sure.
Exactly. It's
Oh,
not
guys, by the way,
a negative thing, though.
By the way, this is Base Satan and Hank Dilly. Welcome to the show, you guys.
See, Satan agrees with me, guys.
Hello, Base.
What up? You know, I think I've got something. I think it should be illegal not to kill yourself.
I
Stop
I think
triggering
people
me.
should, if they,
I like life.
yeah, I
I
think
like to
people-
live, I like the air and oxygen and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
No, I do too.
I
Fuck around.
appreciate, the small things in life.
Yeah. I think if you know someone who's depressed, and if you think you can make a difference somehow,
Yeah, do. Try.
and try to get them, to enjoy life more, or try to seek some type of help or something, I think that's the way to go. Now, as far as imposing life, now I'm starting to sound like
this joint, man. You have to smoke it. No, I'm like,
well, that might be the thing.
Take a hit of this bomb.
I'm cool, dude. I'm
Let's
already
make
sleeping.
smoking weed, mandatory.
I think we're going. So
Yeah, I don't-
We're gonna get you
That
banned
would,
here,
that would
Jake. This
end
is-
You're
war
oppressing
around the
me.
world
Definitely.
immediately.
This is definitely going against like the YouTube now. Aren't we now talking about? Oh no, we're not showing it being distributed. I'm definitely going to smoke it though. So.
All right, you guys.
You put it in the Rizzler.
So Q, what was this other? Were you just discussing this? You wanted to bring something up before something that was going on. Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to know how many people saw Bearing.
Yes, I
And
know you're
that
talking
little
about. I
exchange
see
that-
it in the thing. Yes, carry on. Keith.
Okay. Well, the thing is that it started off. If I understand it right, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But it started off with Bearing criticizing a TEDx video, and in the TEDx video, this woman gets up in front of the audience, and she tells the story, and you don't know if the story is true or false or whatever. But it's not a complete story. It doesn't give you a lot of details.
Yep.
And what it is that she says that a friend of hers, Sarah, or somebody she knew, Sarah, told her that she was all excited to meet Brett. And Brett was this guy in college or whatever. So she met him. They had some drinks. And the next thing she knows, she's staring at the wall, wishing it would end while the guy's just pummeling away at her, right? And so the guy's having sex with her. She's having sex with him. There's no indication that there was no consent, right? She did go willingly with him into this. And after the fact, the next morning, she had blackout. She couldn't remember everything. She was thrown up in the hall. And so she's implying that Brett had raped her. And so Bearing...
Actually, the way that the story goes to the TEDx talk, if you want to go through it, is she remembers the night in flashes, okay? As a personal experience, I've had an entire night where I've woken up with glass in my feet and all my glasses smashed in my room from some crazy shit that happened, and I had friends over who weren't there in the morning, and I don't remember it, and they don't really remember it either. And this is something that happened when I was drinking when I was younger, and it's the only time that I've had of no memory while drinking. And I remember going to sleep in my boxers, and apparently I was walking around and I had a fight with my girlfriend at the time's brother, and his friend who had come over was trying to break into my neighbor's, because it was like a student accommodation, break into his room to like rob his stuff or something. And he was smashing the door, and he proper took out the wooden stuff with a fire extinguisher that he'd ripped off the wall as well. I don't remember any of this. So when I listen to this flashes, what I hear is no one said that she doesn't have motor function. Nobody said that she can't conduct or talk verbally to people. This is the story is basically she threw up outside his room. Okay, that was one of the pieces of memory. That's it. Okay, no one says whether what the time difference is between that. But then the next thing that we know is that she's having sex with him in the room. Okay, and she remembers having sex and looking at a wall. Okay, whilst having sex. So you don't know if she's on top. You don't know she just remembers looking at the wall and wanting it to stop. Now, it doesn't explain that she made this verbally or made this any sort of gestures to show she didn't want this to stop. In her head, she, like, for example, guys, guess what I want right now? Guess what I want right now? Do you know what I want? It's in my head. I mean, guess what I want?
You want to have sex.
Well, how do you know? This is the thing. Like,
Well, I mean, not with anybody in the panel.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
not
Well,
She wasn't like screaming. She didn't say I was
if you're-
screaming for him to
Guys,
stop.
come on.
Exactly. And
you're
the biggest flaw about all of this is the fact that, number one, she liked him going into this. So you know straight off the bat that she was the one who was actually interested in him, meaning that when she went to the party, she was probably more than likely going to be the one who spoke to him first because she already had an interest. That's what we know from the evidence. There's nothing to actually say what his story is. So how wasted drunk was this guy? If he was actually more drunk than the woman, and he has no memory, does that mean that it's like, okay, was that did he give consent? Like,
she raped him.
So much missing from this, like, and it's like, and put people like, but the point that Baron was making.
Is it okay if I add a point? I hear what you're saying. So when I was in college, I blacked out at a party. I don't know if I was drugged or what happened, or if I drank too much Japanese shoju, whatever it was. I blacked out. I was in a fight. I won the fight. I can't remember the fight, and it's not normal for me to fight with people.
Same.
And stuff like that.
I
So
don't see you as a fighter.
No, things can happen. Seriously, and you just don't remember any of it. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like, and this is the thing when and I before that moment in time, I was like, I remember everything when I'm drunk. I was one of those people. Then this happened, and I was like, holy shit, maybe that big bottle of Jack Daniels, that big bottle of Southern Comfort, and that massive bottle of rosé wine was a bad idea.
It's always whiskey. Yeah. It's always whiskey.
It's just like how, like, I can't believe this half the time. It's like, I know the college environment overall, and look, here's the thing: sexual assault is a very serious thing.
Yes.
Sexual assault, rape is a very serious thing. I used to handle it all the time when I was in the military because I was on the legal defense team. So it used to come across my desk, and guess what? 90% of the time, it always involved alcohol. And 9 times out of 10, the woman was always, there was no real fluctuation of evidence. It was just he did this thing, and we were drunk, and it's like, well, oh my goodness, and it's like I want to just pull my brain out of my fucking skull. Why, like any other instance, when a woman drinks and then drives, you can't blame the alcohol. You can't say I was black. No. They do not pull that bullshit in the military. If you're in the military and you get caught with DUI, they say, no, you chose to get drunk. You chose to do this stupid thing. So there's no excuses. They make no excuses for you.
Yeah.
It's only in this particular setting. And in this particular setting where it's like this confusing, like, okay, an instance like someone takes you against your will, drags you somewhere, does something to you against your will. That is something that's like, okay, dude, we need to lock you the fuck up. You need 24-hour surveillance, the whole 9 yards, okay? But someone who's like interested in you, like, I don't know, fucking men and women are interested in each other are on this planet. It's ridiculous. Men and women, what this is basically doing is like saying, oh, men and women can't have interactions drunk, basically. And it's like, that's more.
The thing is, like, when I hear that throwing up thing and how anything could have happened after that, like, how many people, like, this is the thing, they're making out that like, he fucked her while she's, like, vomiting all over herself and stuff, and it's like, but this is the thing, it doesn't explain that, like, I know I've been drunk with friends, and there's probably a girl at a party I fancied when I was younger, and it was like, and yeah, we did have sex that night and stuff, but after she would have thrown up, I made sure she was okay and stuff like that. She was like, oh, cheers, we sat down, we chilled, got her a cup of coffee and stuff and then you have a conversation all night, and then we got a bit flirty under a blanket while we were both sleeping on the sofa, and it was initiated by both parties. But like, if she then regrets that or doesn't remember that, then I am a rapist. That's what the conclusion becomes, and it's like
that's the humongous problem in terms of like what do you women consider consent, because it's so confusing. It makes me not want to go to anything involving women and alcohol, period, because it's like
well, guys,
the whole point of go ahead.
No, okay. Well, I just wanted to say, like, we should really be teaching young people not to just go around and have sex. I mean, like, it's.
May I?
Yeah, I mean,
may I add to that?
I mean, not in the way I'm saying, not in the way I'm just saying. I mean, it can be a good thing. Obviously, we want to have families reproduce, but maybe teach more responsible.
What we should teach people is, if you're going to a place to drink, the moment the alcohol is in your system, you have lowered your inhibitions, even if it's slightly, right? Even if you're the biggest heavyweight drinker in the world, I don't give a fuck. In the moment you've taken drugs on a premises, you have to realize now that your life is in your hands, right? And things that happen to you are in your hands. And this is the
Right,
problem
yeah.
that we have with the premises. Is if a man gets beaten up on the way home and he's drunk, is that just an assault, or is that, oh no, it's like an aggressive attack because he was drunk and he was unaware? And no, it doesn't become that. No one gives a fuck about you being drunk if you're a male. If shit happens when you're a male and you're drunk, well, you were drunk, and and also shit happens. But when it comes down to and this is the fucked up thing when it comes down to it, is when you're drinking, you have to realize that you're lowering your inhibitions. You have to realize that the person who you're drinking with in that establishment are also lowering their fucking inhibitions. Which means down to it, you're not even dealing with a person anymore. You're dealing with a person who is making the weirdest judgments they've probably ever fucking made, right? And you're probably doing the same fucking thing, and you can't wake up regretting the fact that you went fucking drinking last night, because don't fucking drink then. It's
right. Don't put yourself in a situation where you might be exploited. If you don't want to be exploited, be careful. Be safe. Drink with your friends in your dorm room.
Yes. Yeah.
Or
exactly. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
That's not even the worst of it. Here's the deal. I have a cousin who's in college right now. I have many cousins who are in college right now, and they all tell me the same thing. These girls in college are so fast, so flirtatious. So many of them are so willing to bang you, blow you, just it's.
Whoa, wait, where's this?
This is college, right? When I went to college, I swear down, the amount of fucking parties that I went to of casual hookups. Now, here's how my life began. When I went into relationships as a kid, I pretty much, because I grew up in a Christian household, the closest thing I had to understanding relationships was like Disney movies and shit. So I literally thought that a woman wanted, the chivalry, all that sort of stuff. And you really do think that. And I went in thinking that, and then I realized I was wrong. And I realized that all college girls want to do actually is fuck. And they don't want a relationship afterwards. They like the idea of going to a party, being flirtatious, fucking. And you'll still talk to each other the next day in college and stuff. You've fucking seen each other naked. You fucked each other. It doesn't fucking matter.
But all this bullshit is, what all this bullshit, my cousin's there. He's no one, I've been there. It's these girls, they get into these situations with some of these guys, and they see that guy is, not only banging other chicks, but them too. And it's an incentive to, I can't believe he did this to me. Rape, sexual assault. Because it's so easy for a woman to do it. It's so easy for a woman to pull the trigger, because in this instance of the date culture, even though they think it's a rape culture, in the instance of the date culture, it's the whole mere fact that we have to protect women like they're vulnerable little children when they get drunk. It's so fucking illogical.
Yeah, I'd like to add a few things in there if I can. Logic made, I know he was making a joke, but he actually had a good point. He was onto something. A buddy of mine at work the other day, he was saying, I was telling him about the bearing situation and all that, and he said, he says, rather than teaching guys not to rape or teaching girls not to rape or whatever, the thing that they should be teaching in sex ed and all this other stuff in school, like when kids are younger, right, is teaching them how to deal with breakups, or teaching them how to deal with the idea that not everybody wants you, right? And you don't really, I don't know if they do that, you don't see that. But now another thing I want to interject, because I just want to balance this out a little bit, right? I did stop a gangbang one time. And this was it was actually a really serious thing at the time. But these people were all wealthy. It was at a wealthy person's house. And we were playing, their parents were out, were gone, and we were playing a party there, one of the rock bands. We were a bunch of guys that, they weren't necessarily college guys, but some of them were. And the younger sister of one of the there had gotten drunk and fell asleep in the living room. And she's just laying on the floor on a blanket. Well, these guys who were normally really nice guys, right? They were talking about, and they started touching her, they were talking about gangbanging her. And they were asking me if I wanted in.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't think that's a normal. Come on. Normally nice guys even drunk, they're not going to start a gang.
Okay. Well, wait a minute.
That's a clear indicator of they're even childish. I mean, how many?
Well, no,
kids are
well, yeah,
playing
yeah.
games?
But
This is
okay, wait a
Satan's
minute.
to you
Wait
right
a
now.
minute.
Jesus.
I'm trying to balance this
All right,
out
all right.
here.
Let you.
Yeah, Q's got a point. Let's see.
Okay,
Let's see what it
all
is.
I'm saying is that is an extreme. That what's that? But the reason that there are extreme cases, there are exceptions to the rule, right? So everybody's like that. Everybody's really doing this. I didn't have to fist fight them. If it came to that, I would have been dead because they were bigger than me and they were younger than me, and there was a lot of them, right? And I just told them, I said, "Hey, man, it's
Okay, guys, I just lost the streams for some reason. It just shut me off the stream.
Oh, what?
We've been censored.
We've been
Oh shit!
in
dude.
silence.
Too much about rape.
The NSA.
Who knows?
So your stream just dropped for
Yeah.
like no reason.
Yep.
It fucking sucks. So what do you got to do, a part 2 or something?
Yep.
I guess we could do that, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess.
Took me off live, literally, in the middle of it.
Huh.
That's really weird. Some
Okay.
Illuminati shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, wait, whoa, I can see it now again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
there.
is it back on?
Well, because I've
yeah.
gone live again.
Yeah.
Right. Mine's on again.
Yeah. So we're back.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, on the same.
Okay,
same-
well,
Yeah, continue with the story.
okay. What I want to say is it didn't happen, right? It didn't happen. But what I did is the one thing I had to rely on is that as messed up as the guys were, they kind of looked up to me because they were younger guys and I was like in the band and stuff like that. And I told them, I said, "Look, this is so and so's sister." And you know it wouldn't be really cool. And I tried to address the sister's boyfriend, right, which was all friends of theirs, right. And even in their drunken state, they were able to rationalize with that, and they were like, "Yeah, I guess you're right, whatever." And so it didn't happen. And that type of thing would never happen in a million years with me again. You know, I'd just get my. But I got lucky that night. It was a good thing with that. I never hung out with those guys again, and I warned people about hanging with them, right? But it didn't happen, so there was nothing to prosecute. But the thing is that it would have happened if it weren't for someone saying it didn't have to be me.
That's who saved.
Yeah.
That's who saved the victim of the Brock Turner case. Were two burly white guys. They were walking by and they saw that finger bang this chick behind the dumpster, and they went and rescued the victim. So they're I don't know, man. I think dude, like I said, 90% of all the cases that I've looked across, this is not just a number I'm pulling out of my ass. 90%, all alcohol, dude.
Yep.
And the funny thing about it is that what is the NFL doing right now in terms of domestic violence? Well, guess what? Also is a high value number in terms of
steroids,
you know, alcohol. No.
no.
What you call it? Alcohol. Alcohol is the number one drug used in a lot of domestic violence.
Tripocalypse, can I ask you a question? Where do you
Sure.
stand on the Brock Turner case? Because I'm a little bit unsure based on. I mean, just her testimony alone is so all over the
I think
place.
he made a very despicable choice. I don't think very highly of him because obviously there weren't anyone else that night who took a girl behind a fucking dumpster. They were all, you know, logically thinking enough, regardless of the alcohol or not. Because here's the thing: even though I might point my finger and wag my finger at alcohol, the point of the matter is there are so many responsible people. And granted, the fact that we now have Lyft and Uber, it's just for people to do drunk, stupid shit while on alcohol, intoxicated or whatever. So it's a whole mere fact of a ridiculous, horrible, horrendous choice. Granted, the fact the way that the culture is right now. Granted, the fact that we do have a problem with sexual assault, regardless if someone does want to disagree with me or not, we do have a problem with sexual assault.
Wait.
We also have a problem with the double standard of it too. There's a big problem with that.
Right. And I do want to add for Bay Satan that this event that I'm talking about happened a long time ago, and I actually think things have gotten better since then. I think things have been there's been less accounts of anything like that happening. But the thing is that when and I want to name them because I want to put their names out there. Christy Winters, Tim, whatever the hell his name was, and Mike Rowlands come out and did everything just short of calling Bering a rapist, because Bering was able to look at it objectively and say, like, look, we don't have enough evidence.
No, let's quote him correctly though. Q, we've got to get it right. Okay, he thinks that Bering has fucked up views of consent. Not that he's a rapist, just that he has fucked up views on consent.
Same difference.
Which is the same difference.
Well, yeah. Well, he did stop short of saying that. But the thing is that they turned it into a personal attack on Bering just for being objective. Now, what the issue should have been is if they believed in the TEDx talk, if they saw a problem with it, or if they agreed with it, that should have been the issue. But instead, what they wanted to do was use that to call, to, in so many words, call Bering a rapist or a rape apologist, rather than addressing the real issue. And every time that happens, that makes it easier for rapists. Right, because it blurs the line.
That kind of actually goes back to what you were saying, cognitive, in terms of, like, if you want to hate Brock Turner, that's your business. But hate him for the right reasons. You hate him for the facts. Don't hate him. Oh, because I'm hearing the Young Turks, a news organization with more than 3 million subscribers, still refer to Brock Turner as a rapist. Again, 2 + 2 = 5. It's very close, but it's not the right answer.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm really weird about the whole
Guys.
case when it comes. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Do you guys think that we pretty much covered this stuff, though? Do you think that we got this? Do you guys want to move on to something else?
Yeah. Well,
Let's
do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So I did want to talk a little bit about this commodification of victim culture. And it's basically what all of this SJW stuff is about. It's about what all this feminist stuff is about. It's all about what Black Lives Matter is about. It's about all this stuff is about the commodification of victim culture. People are making money off of these movements, whether it's through AdSense on Google, on YouTube, or any of these other things. People donating to causes, nonprofits. People make money. People have jobs in nonprofits. People are making money off of these different things. And I just want to know what you guys think about that.
I really want to know what Satan thinks about this. That's the real.
Yeah.
Well, I see it all the time. It's a very layered thing that's happening. Because you're right, they're definitely making money off of it with ad revenues and things like that. But what I find even more interesting is how it has now become an identity, like the victim identity. People are now beginning, I see this all the time, it's just, you see it in the way they speak and talk about it. They are pulling self-worth from the fact that they're either a minority, or they've been victimized, or they've been oppressed, and that's who they are. Now they feel empowered because they're in that state, as opposed to, what they should be doing, which is reflecting inward and asking, why am I in this specific situation? I just found this website, colorlines.com, is a awesome example logic of what you're talking about. Crap on here is just, it's over the top, and I found it on it was linked from a website, and I forgot what the other website was, but in that one they were talking about the racial wage gap, and how it is a result of basically racism, which is just ridiculous. I mean, there is an earnings gap that does fall along some racial lines, but they're looking at the reflexive aspect of it as opposed to the causal aspect of it, of why are they earning less and things like that.
It is similar to
Right.
I'm a woman and I'm making less than a man. Why, my dear? Why? Why are you making less than a man?
Well, they don't even, it's semantics. I mean, they don't even know what they're talking about. The wage gap is it's like an earnings gap, and it's been disproven.
It's kind of cliche at this point. Yeah.
You get clear with someone if they're talking an earnings gap or a wage gap. Number one, they'll call it one of those. But number two, if you actually just say to them, do you actually think that women are earning $1 an hour or £1 an hour? Do you actually think you'll earn 77 cents an hour? Because if you do, then why don't you think the businesses have completely invested in women? It's like staffing costs in half.
Exactly, and what is even more interesting is that, like, the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, or I forgot exactly what the name of the government entity is, that released a study saying that women are actually paid more, like by a few percentage points in the corporate world. Like they have now become like is like a value. We have like diversity departments. We have people who are getting like MBAs with a focus in fucking diversity.
You're trying to hold your hands with fucking everyone on the planet, and it's like, stop it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, and this is the thing. It's like the whole point of and I like this idea of having different cultures. Doing this before, I think is the fact that I can go to another country and enjoy a culture is something that I enjoy about going on holiday. That I can go to somewhere that's different from my own, and I do enjoy. To America, the culture is completely different, even though it's very westernized at the same time. But I still like the idea of going there to experience the culture. But when it comes to the point where we're all on the same terms, we're all doing the same, I mean, it's going to be really fucking boring from my point of view. Like,
well, yeah, that's what they want. That's why we're seeing this. This is a push. Like the social justice warriors, they want a radical fascist nanny state, so that everybody is equal, and there's no difference between us. And even with the earning gap, it's like, come on, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought because I'm super hungover, but
I do.
I know how you feel, brother.
It's Oktoberfest in like a few hours here, so I know exactly how you feel, man.
yeah, I had a pretty wild night to think about before we jumped on stream. I woke up and I had a bunch of alcohol in my freezer that I definitely did not purchase.
Awesome. Hey, I know how it is. And you ended up in a bed with somebody, and all you can remember is staring at the wall and wanting it to end. But anyway, yes. So yeah. Oh, some feedback sound. Oh, now it's gone.
Oh, sorry.
Now it's gone. Okay, so guys, let's actually watch a video that I have on Kizzume. It's just an example of sort of the mentality, how crazy it can go. Some of these people that are promoting this victim culture, and I think it's going to be a great example of the insanity that we're facing here. So let me get that ready to go. All right. Are you guys ready? Let's do this.
All right, well, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that
Can you guys hear this?
no matter how well
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I
only
don't hear anything.
only I
it's
can hear
on
it.
You know what?
Because of your earphones.
Oh, wait, let
Wait
me
a minute, guys. It's on the main channel.
let me turn my microphone to stereo.
It's not on your image, but it's on the main channel image. I'm going to turn my sound down so I can hear if
Let's try this again.
I hear it.
Turn the sound down low.
yeah, it's on you. It's on the stream.
Boy.
That's weird. That's weird because when I played the audio before, you
Okay,
guys
yeah,
did hear
I
it.
think the sound might be an issue with that. I'm not sure.
That's weird because when we were prepping, you guys could hear it.
I can't share it through my screen, can I?
Okay,
Shit,
wait.
isn't that
All I
on
need
Twitter?
is for you guys to tell me if you hear what I'm playing or not.
No. Hear nothing.
black people commit more crimes. Black people.
But just tell me what. Just tell me what's going on.
Well, you got to see it to believe it, kind of.
If
It's
Yeah,
one of
it's-
those.
There's going to be about a 4-second delay, but you can actually watch it on your channel.
Okay, let me go to Logic's zone real quick.
Okay, I know that's unfortunate. That's not what I wanted to do, unfortunately. But let me see if I screen share this.
The best way you can do it is screen share the actual video and then play the audio back.
There a guy with a thing in his nose? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Wait till you see who it is.
Oh, this
Frightening.
guy.
This frightening fellow.
Yeah, we watched this.
Oh my gosh.
You've seen that
Yeah.
there in
He's a
Google,
gem.
definitely know this guy.
I'm shocked you guys can't hear this though. You really should be able to. Okay, well I'm gonna play it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. Well, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that no matter how well no matter how well I explain what the problems are with saying Well, black people commit more crimes. 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 Black people commit more
Black
crimes.
people do
Black people
commit more crime.
What the problem is,
I'm a
what
black
you
person
do,
telling
say,
you that.
well, we just need to scream it from the rooftops.
Well, he's going to call you retarded
Some
now.
people aren't
I
listening.
guess I'm retarded
First of
then.
all, nobody. He's saying that we have to scream it from the rooftops that black people commit more crimes.
I do that every single day.
I mean,
My
nobody.
neighbors love it.
I know. It's exactly like nobody really does that. So he's exaggerating. It's just insanity.
According to the Department of Justice, apparently white people have the most crimes because apparently there are more. But per capita, granted the fact that black people are 13%, and granted that they're committing crime at a higher, that usually grants that the numbers are going to be higher to favor that black people are committing crime at a higher rate than anyone else. And also, numbers also show that black people also commit crimes against other races per the stereotype that white people always commit crimes against black people. It's way lower than the other way around.
See, the weird thing is, if we actually had like guns in England, it'd probably be the other way around, because I think crime is committed more by white people here because of more prison population. So yeah, but then obviously it comes down to, oh well, you have high percentage, but I'd have to look at the
Well, black people there are like really not like that much, are they? Or has it changed over the years? Or
yeah, black people in this country, what is it, 3% of the country or 4% or something like that? But they take up like 17% of crime, I think, or something like that, or 20% of crime.
so overall,
Yeah.
white people dominate everything there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we make up about 80% of the actual prison population or something like that. So like 80% to 17, and then you have like Asian and.
You don't have really any other organized crime there other than whatever. Right.
The oligarchy.
We can still have weapons in the country and stuff like that. It depends where you're looking. So. Yeah.
All right,
As
guys.
long as you guys got marijuana, you guys are.
Yeah, wait, that's it's not exactly legal here, but fuck, I don't give a shit.
All right, guys. Let's get through the Kizzume video so I can get his mug off of my screen. Okay, you guys. Oh man.
Why?
Keep talking, guys. That has to say that.
What's wrong with you?
The fuck is wrong with you guys? That's what Kizzume says.
I've said that when you say this shit over and over again, it's basically saying, we don't care about you. We don't care about
I can hear the faint
We don't
screams
care
of a
about
whiny
you.
bitch.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. I mean, seriously, we don't even have to watch the rest of it. But I mean, he gets crazy.
Oh, the ending's the best.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Come
Let's.
on
All right.
now.
So we've heard the argument.
Fucking retarded!
Oh yeah.
Please play that.
All right.
Retarded!
Retarded.
It's classic.
Doesn't he know that that's like a hate word or something?
That's hate speech.
Yeah. Exactly. He's not practicing what he preaches.
You said we didn't need to scream it from the rooftops. Are you fucking retarded?
I don't know why he feels the need to shout that from the rooftops.
Well, wait till he hits the.
But I thought
where
he
hits
said.
the-
I thought he said we were the ones shouting from the rooftops.
Yeah, but get where he hits the pan, and that's hilarious.
Okay, guys.
In terms of crime, are discussing the statistics of crime. There's a lot of things to debate because it's not just clearly people, just like it's not all white people who are racist toward blacks. Clearly, it's just there are certain things to discuss, certain issues that you might want to bring up. But all in all, it's really just a lot of people's paranoia that's really getting the best.
Well,
of
see, true.
I mean,
What do you mean by that, though?
well, it's just like someone. It seems like a lot of special interest groups, especially, they need something to hate, or just I don't know. Things just don't go right. It was explained to me that I don't know if it was even logic or somebody else who explained this to me, but once a regime kind of like, or not a regime, but like a movement accomplishes its mission, it should just be disbanded at that moment. But 9 times out of 10, they just keep going, and they need something
They
to.
keep adopting new things. It's like feminism gets to its point. Oh, so now we're intersection. Look on board all the black people and all of this.
Exactly, and that's what I mean by that paranoia of something's always after you, something's always out there. So we need more. We need to. And next thing you know, you turn into the fucking Nazis.
This is basically John Cleese. They need
to
enemies.
keep the conflict going.
Okay, guys,
Go ahead.
They want
let's
to make that money.
let me just get through this video and we'll talk about it. You guys ready?
I thought you were done with
Nope, nope. Here it goes.
It gets better.
Are you retarded?
Yeah.
Do you have brain damage? The fuck is wrong with you? Are you really that stupid?
I'm so triggered right now.
I'm getting so tired of this.
He hits his dinner
How fucking retarded are you?
You knocked over a cereal bowl.
Why is he so angry?
Oh my gosh.
There's more to it.
Okay, is
that was
he-
it,
is
that
he
was
a
it.
defender of-
Guys,
Is he
did Kizzume just like knock over his music?
is he a is he a defender of Black Lives Matter?
No. Well, he is, but the thing is that he's gay, and so he's making it into a gay issue. Yeah. In the course of it, he brings up that it's just like saying that gays stop spreading AIDS. Well, the thing is that I was around when AIDS was like first getting to be an epidemic, when it was in the Newsnet, and gays were spreading AIDS, and it was prevalent in the gay community, almost exclusively in the gay community. That's why it was called GRIDS to start out with, and they changed the name to BPC to AIDS, right? And he's trying to deny that, and he brings it up like people are coming up to him every day and saying, why don't you stop spreading AIDS, Kizzume?
Oh, well, oh yeah,
And,
oh
and
yeah.
like that happens.
If he stopped,
This
You
guy.
can analyze his psychology too, and
If he-
like I said, this is where you see the professional victimism. Is he's so angry? He's so angry. He's getting himself so worked.
Well, it's a victim complex, though. The whole thing is a victim complex.
Oh yeah,
that-
oh yeah, it is.
that it's a thing where, like, I've done a video on Cat Black where she talks about the fact that she was once. I don't know whether whether she was a woman, because don't forget she's a black trans. She's had like a sex change as well, and she says that she got raped at some point, and even though she got raped, she looks back at it now as she was a victim. And it's like, are you serious? Like, you actually are looking into your past now to find where you were a victim. Get up and give someone some bullshit spiel, and it's playing the feels. That's all it is. It's sitting there going, "Oh, I've got a more depressing story than you." No, I've got a more. That's all it is. It's who can have the most depressing, and you get the better oppression points for the more depressing it is. Yeah, well, I'm black and I came from like loads of slavery and my heritage.
oh, yeah, well, I'm Irish, and the Irish get messed with by these people. Or
Exactly.
And here's-
a never-ending thing.
And guys, here's the main thing. If you have the mentality that other people are causing you and your life to be in the shape that it's in, then you're never going to take the steps to get yourself out of that.
Yeah.
Never.
Because you think you're blaming somebody else for your own fucking problems.
It's
Here's
a
the thing.
cop-out to
It would be
life.
impossible.
It's a cop
Now
out.
here's my my 2 cents for the opposition to Black Lives Matter. If you guys really like the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, like the way that some people respond to this fucking kind of like, well, holy shit, no wonder the guy is taking a fucking knee. But it's like when you point out something or use these to just completely bury, because I'm guilty of this, and I can tell you right now, it doesn't do anything except for piss the opposition off. That's all it's going to do. They're more than likely they're not going
somebody's
to hear
got a
your
lot of
message.
feedback. I don't know who it is.
I don't know.
I had to shut my mic down for a second. I got some a-hole with the some kind of, lawnmower going on, whatever. And the other
blower.
yeah, so I'll be in and out.
Motorcycle fags. No.
Go kick his
shoot
ass.
Right, no, I have that go by here, but
Go
but
beat him
the
up
thing
and
is-
come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Well,
Steal
well,
his
see now,
lawnmower. No, don't do that. I'm
well,
not
see
promoting violence
now-
on the stream.
right now, see, Kizzume, he takes an issue. Oh, don't. Okay, mostly, he takes an issue with anybody saying anything about obesity being a disease, right? And I had a long time ago, right? And he took offense to that. He saw it and he took it personal. And he said he made a video and he was saying like, well, this guy, he's got the view that anybody with obesity is unhealthy. And I'm like, yeah, that's what the American Medical Association says. That's what CDC says. And the reason they say that is so they can declare the disease so these people can get medical help through the government, right? And he didn't like that, right? So I sent him autopsy videos of obese people that were getting cut apart, and they were going through the bodies, pointing out all the fat and stuff. And you just can't drive the point home. It's like everything's got to be an issue against him. You know, he's the victim. It's like I'm just addressing an issue. And, you know, I'm not a thin guy. I could lose a few pounds, too, in that.
In that case, Q, like you displayed your information, and you didn't do it in a like a prejudiced way. You weren't saying you fucking fat people need to. No, you didn't do that. You just said, well, the facts point toward this. That pisses me off too. But I'm going more toward I'm going to leave you the facts. You do with them whatever you want.
This is the thing, though. But I feel that the people who adopt this oppression stuff are lazy. This is the reason why it is. I'm too lazy to go and look up the actual facts. I'm too fat, so stop oppressing me. So, I mean, you want to talk about it physically or mentally, it's sheer laziness that you won't go out there and prove yourself wrong. And there's nothing wrong with going out there and seeing the other side of the opposition. That's the whole point. To know that it's to go, oh, holy shit, I've been saying stuff that's wrong. I need to correct myself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the victim thing has you don't take accountability for anything. You're too late to handle your own problems that you cause for yourself, so you have to make it into somebody else
so you
causing it towards you.
Yeah, they're lazy. They don't want to fix their life, and they're just they want to stay where they are. And cognitively, you cannot. If you're not happy, cognitively, you can't just stay the way you are. So you got to come up with a reason, an excuse of some sort to stay the same.
I'm like this because I'm oppressed. Like
right.
My brother, for example, who is white, he's in his position because people won't give him. He never looks for work. He's not had a job in like fucking 13 years, but the guy will sit there and go, "Oh, it's because they won't give me a job." And I was like, "Well, it doesn't look good." Like, I said, do you know what I did when I didn't have a job for a long enough period of time? I went and worked in a fucking volunteer shop and got myself some work experience. I got some references together so that I could go for my next position in work where I'd have money. You're going to sit on the benefit system anyway. Go and fucking work for it. And that's
like I hate working for bosses, which is why I do like I have like a little side thing going on. But like if the thing about it is I stay friendly with people. I talk to people. I network in case if I do need a job at any time, I can ask someone, "Hey, man, can I get a job?" Boom. Yeah, of course. Because true, I know you. You're cool. You're fucking blah, 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 blah. If I am addicted to people, then it's whatever. But maybe you got on my bad side.
In today's society, someone calling you a dick just means you either beat them in an argument or they just don't like your opinion.
Yeah, basically. But, it's like, I don't go out of my way to try to harm people. I try to be cool with them, and I was in the military as well, so that's also an extra boost. So, and I think that's what a lot of these young people in our country, especially in the African American side, would need. A lot of them are growing up without fathers, and that's what you see in a lot of criminality. As a matter of a lot of these young men without fathers, without any kind of guidance or teaching, because the only person that could teach a man how to be a man is, of course, another man. Mm-hmm. And when the only time you get your male influences from things like television and like Disney movies, like we were discussing earlier, those are the things that are teaching young men how to be men. And those things are so far from the proven truth. They might be ethnical in their sense. They might be going toward a good goal, but at the end of the day, they're actually harming young men and and creating criminals in the process.
It's the business of corruption in media.
Like I know, because I like I say, mine was a Christian household, and even though I did have because I had both my parents to look up to, this is the thing. But what I learned from my dad was more, how to build stuff, how to do cooking, how to do like all the stuff that he did around the house, because he used to just cook and he used to put all the cupboards up and do all the gardening and stuff like that. And my mum would help out and stuff, and she also. But when it came down to like. Who's got the toolkit, who's got the shed with all the fucking stuff. That was always my dad, so it's kind of like something you looked up to as you were growing up. But when it came to relationship and stuff like that, try talking to your Christian parents about wanting, like, when you're married, son, you're like fuck off.
Yeah, dude, I grew up in the same situation. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fucking stupid. It's like, come on.
Well, and even the stuff you were talking about, that's kind of superficial as far as the things that guys do. I think the most important thing that I learned from my dad was there's definitely a major psychological difference between males and females. You know, we have to learn a specific way to psychologically process things, to relate to other people, and especially with guys who are very sexually driven, I'll say, we have to learn how to kind of control our sexuality and all these types of things. And learning from someone who has gone through it and maybe learned lessons from their father and, you know, just gets passed down the line is really the most effective way to do it. It can't be done, you know, through TV. It can help to have like male teachers in the classroom and coaches and stuff like that. Those are definitely hugely positive influences on young males' lives. But at the end of the day, the best way and the way that has worked for fucking millennia has been to have a dad who's there and who cares about you.
Really implement this point in, because I don't want to make it seem like all fathers are great. Okay, I have to implement this point. You, as a father, because I'm a father, you have to not choose that route of being abusive, of striking your children, because that is also an add-on to the problem. That is an add. You don't need your son growing up hating his father. Respecting, yes, and earning that respect is also something else. You want your son to look up and be like, "Oh, damn, Dad, that's cool," you know, or you help him out with a project or whatnot. You know, you want to be an influence of inspiration to prosper for the future. But when you choose the lower path, you don't want to involve yourself with your child or whatever. It makes it that much more, difficult to continue the process of whatever the hell we're trying to do on this planet.
Yeah, no, I just what I'd want to touch correct. It's like I see parents all the time on the bus with the kids, and they sound like a fucking 2-year-old going like, "Stop doing that!" It's just like, just fucking like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a point where it's like they're not respecting you. You sound like you're out of control.
Exactly.
And it's like, and it's not a good thing. And they're going to go, that you don't want them growing up just like respecting you through fear. You want them to respect you through the fact that you actually do respect them to a degree, but you're also looking after them. And that's the whole point. It's almost like when you become a parent, not a parent, but I know that this is my whole mentality towards it, is the moment I'm a parent and whoever I've had a child with, it's not even, I'm there as basically a protector of it, as a guidance system almost, but I'm not there to control. That's the thing. It's not, you're never going to be able to control. Stop trying to do it. It's ridiculous. If they want something, go and get them something. It's not, and you get these people that are like, oh yeah, so we came to the point where we don't want to control them that much, where we let them wear whatever they want, and what can teach your child, like, you've got a penis so that you are male by biological definition, but if you want to be a woman when you grow up, it's totally up to you. It's
just
I wanted to add that the main thing you need to teach kids is to respect themselves and respect others, but I think also to respect their own way first.
Yeah,
I think it's essential.
One little comment on the trans part, which I understand that. I can't imagine what it would be like to have a kid. I feel like the waters are a little bit muddy here because we have this huge wave of trans. I don't think we on trans people or anything to the effect of that, but I don't think the conversation is honest.
What the
about
fuck is this?
What? What happened?
Oh my God, what the fuck is this?
Is that the link you
What did
just
you put in the chat?
Oh no!
I edited the music in.
There's no way I'm going to show that.
Oh
yeah. Q just
Okay,
posted
now,
a really cringy video in the,
what kind of
in the
person?
chat. There's no way I can show it to you guys. It's too much.
Can we
What
just
kind
make a quick delineation
Oh, sorry.
because you called him gay, and as a gay,
Well, the thing is that whatever a person's proclivity is, okay, he's a gainer, so he's part of the gainer community. And he got in there because he wanted to get that gainer identity, right? So he was a thin guy that went out of his way to become heavy.
Oh.
The guy's on Social Security now, right? He's younger than I am, right? So that means our taxpayer money is helping to pay his way. And he's offended when somebody says that something like sumo wrestlers aren't heavy. His defense against obesity being a bad thing is that sumo wrestlers are healthy. So I posted 3 or 4 links that were proving otherwise or gave evidence to the opposite, right? And generally, sumo wrestlers die 10 years earlier than people of their demographic, right? And so anyway, I posted that. So what he did is he deleted all the links, and then he said, provide evidence, and he blocked me, right?
Wow.
Okay,
Oh,
and then
Defense ever.
You got Steve Shive.
yeah, and then he made an apology video public to me just before this, and when I accepted his apology, he went ahead and blocked me and told me in comments, which I saved the comments, that he would beat me to a pulp if he ever saw me. And so I'm like, well, okay, you're the guy that's against all this hate speech and death threats and all this other stuff, but couldn't that be construed as a death threat or a threat of physical violence?
That is actually an illegal threat. If he said he's going to beat you to a
right,
pulp.
and that's
File a
still
police report.
right, and that's still up and at, and I'm not worried about that happening, and I'm trying to be like the for lack no pun intended, the bigger man on this, right? But the thing is that he goes on, and he doesn't do this to just me. He does this to everyone that he disagrees with, and the thing is that people aren't trying to block him or ban him, but like every time you hear something with YouTube doing something where they're censoring or Google or whatever, he's saying like, well, I told you guys this was going to happen, and you guys will have to go somewhere else and act like adults and stuff like that, right? Well, here's a guy that doesn't work, that spends all his time in karaoke bars at night and Second Life during the day, and he puts this all in videos, and the reason he can't work is because he decided to gain weight. He didn't have a weight problem to begin with. Now, granted, he has a pathology. He's mentally ill. But how much of this are we as a society supposed to allow? How much of this are we supposed to fund and support and advocate for?
Well, I know I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Well,
how could somebody-
that's exactly why I didn't watch that video, you guys.
Yeah, I made him lose his lunch once.
We used to. I thought we used to. So if he's in part of the gainer community and he's intentionally damaging his body, I mean, honestly, he needs to be in a psych facility. That is a clear, huge pathology that you would intentionally harm yourself in that way, right? You know, do we just ignore people who slit their wrists? No, they need help and they get help, right? And
wasn't there some chick who's like drinking? She's literally drinking calories.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that.
They eat sticks of butter and drink Crisco. I saw a gainer video where a guy was drinking Crisco so he could get fat like his mate with his partner, because he was a thin guy that, and he's what turns him on. Now, I'm not, the thing is that Kizzume tries to make it out like I'm one of these guys that I think that women should look perfect and have perfect bodies and all that. And the thing is that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the media should not push for people. They should not be healthy, that they have a mental disorder because they want to be healthy. If a person wants to look good, if they want to be healthy, that's not a mental disorder. That's normal. Right?
Yeah, if you're extremely overweight and you feel bad about yourself, that's what you need. You need to be feeling bad about yourself, so you get off your ass and you feel uncomfortable so that you can make a change, right? So you can have the motivation. No?
Right.
I think there's irony in the amount a person has towards a skinny person acceptance community, which is more salt than they should be having.
Their sodium content is through
but it's like I can't understand it when it comes to this point of I'm going to be you now need to feel bad because you're skinny because I'm fat. Now fuck you.
To be fair, any person who is a heavyset person's argument, there are some people who are beautiful. Well, they're beauty conscious, so they get like lip injections and face uplifts and I can see how that could go where you could take it too far. On the flip side of that, you drinking fucking Crisco oil to try to gain more different than that person doing cosmetic surgery. So in my personal opinion, it's different strokes for different folks.
It's almost like watching that Simpsons episode really, really fat so he can sit at home from work.
And, right.
Like seriously, when you see that sort of shit, like I watch that and it's like it's almost the same thing, but it's like you're supposed to now be like, yeah, leave him alone. He wants to do this.
See, and the other thing too is, okay, I had him in my circles for a while, and I had him in my circles, and one of my brothers has him in his circles, right? And the guy's a pretty good musician. I wouldn't say he's top tier, but he's pretty good. And so some of the stuff he does is interesting. But what he used to do is he would post in the morning on the Google page. It would go on a picture of a guy blowing another guy and saying something about how good the breakfast was and stuff like that, right? And or blocked those posts, right? And then he goes on to talk about nudity and how he doesn't like that nudity can't be on YouTube, which it can. And but he wants to be fat and he wants to be nude and he wants you to see it, and he thinks that everyone should see this. He's talked about that, how he feels oppressed because people don't want to see it. It's like, well, why don't you want to see it? It's like, well, why does a man like a woman or a woman like another woman? It's not. If there's a pathological problem that some can be cured, but if it's something where that's just the way the person is and it can't be changed, there's a degree to which we can, but that doesn't mean that we get to go around and smash on anybody that's normal, right? Down talk anyone who is or normative or in the normative sexual range, right? But he makes a point of he's individual, right? He calls himself Stinky sometimes. That's his name in the radical fairy community, right? Now, see, I don't call him a radical fairy. He calls himself, right? So now, if I say anything that's in the slightest, if I say queer or fag or fairy,
that sounds similar to like black people, like what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? What's up, nigga? And then, hey guys, what's going on, my Negroes?
Look at the words: Asian pride, black pride, white pride. See how some are for freedom, one's just for neo-Nazis and shit.
Exactly.
Like this is the thing. This is all that race realism is, and it's why people piss me off when they can't take it on board. Race realism. There is a white hatred right now that it seems to be quite popular in the media, and that's not. It's not that that's not there. It's really fucking obvious, and it really pisses me off because I've never looked at anything from a racial point of view, and it's almost like being shouted at for not realizing that you're. It just baffles the fuck out of me. Like
same as when I see people saying certain things about Black Lives Matter, and they group all black people in this thing. We should just all black people, and I'm just typing.
Yeah, that's
it's
totally.
I'm in the comment section like, well, I'm a black person. I'm not violent. Right.
I don't know, True. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's in your DNA, dude. You can't help it, right?
We can make it violent.
Usually is.
Yes. We'll just get you boozed up.
Hey, actually, Logic, I hate to cut a rug on your brother. They apparently are hiding money downtown San Diego, so I gotta go try to see if I can find some. What the fuck?
Do it. Go get paid.
Oh,
Get paid, man. Yeah.
Every October or so in San Diego, where they hide money, and like it started about an hour and 38 minutes ago.
Dude, the Jews already found it. I'm sorry.
I know, but I'm still gonna go try and see if I can
You're
find
gonna
some
get loads of
leftover
people
lungs. Or...
walking away from that place rubbing their hands, and you're gonna be like, fuck.
I heard they hide it in Kizzume's end.
Oh God.
Well,
never
Well,
mind.
hey guys,
Next year, if you guys are watching the news and you see a single black guy standing there, that's me.
Yeah.
Ah.
hey guys, I think I'm gonna shut her down because my internet's not quite working. I think what I'll do is next Saturday I'm gonna start a little earlier, so I'll start at 11. It seems like later in the day I have internet issues, so yeah. But
Conspiracy.
I know censorship totally is because I can hear you guys fine, but the stream on
They've
YouTube.
gotten to logic. They've gotten to him.
I
Oh
know.
my God, he's red pilled.
You just got YouTube heroed.
Chill.
Do you know about Muslim feminism? Are you gonna take that down now?
What? No, never. What?
YouTube
I'm
heroes.
gonna make a video.
YouTube heroed is when you get flagged.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Someone just saved people from your video.
Wow. Thank you. All right. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna have all the stuff for everybody's channels in the description. I hope you guys check those out and please subscribe. Sorry again for the internet issues. I'm gonna iron all this shit out and we're gonna kick more ass in the future. So thank you guys again. Anybody have anything else they'd like to say?
Yeah. Thanks everybody. It was a lot of fun, and not meaning to just do the stream to bash on people, but I think we are attacking some issues that need to be addressed.
Yes, we're talking about the ideas. In terms of the people we're showing, like Kizzume, I wanted to show something tangible, something objective that you can look at. Like, this is a great archetype of what we're talking about with this victim culture, with the commodification of victim ideology, how basically this is the business of corruption. Like, people are being abused, and instead of being told that they need to help themselves to improve themselves, because you are you and the only one that can save you from utter destruction is yourself, these people offer you an alternative and use you and make money off of you. And yeah.
If you want to bring up someone that's like pushing victim culture, bring up fucking Sean King, dude.
Oh, jeez.
He's someone that actually
Yeah,
has
there's-
a big bull, dude.
Yeah, there are endless
You're talking
examples.
about I'm not really black, but I am black.
Whoa,
black man.
wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
You're saying
Yeah,
he's not really
transracial.
black.
That's racist, dude.
Yes, racist. Yeah.
You got internalized racism, man. You need to go. You
I'd only
need
be
to go figure some shit out.
racist, of course, if I wasn't myself black.
Yeah, because black people can't be racist, right?
How I identify, I'm actually one of the more smallest minority. I even beat the actual orange people out there who've had way too much tomato soup. So it's cool.
I actually had a friend that was blue.
Is he a
Is it
smurf?
that silver?
Silver,
thing?
yeah.
He had a heart condition that made him blue because he didn't get enough oxygen in his skin,
Oh.
Dude.
and so people would he did get a lot of flack
I would
from
Dr. Man Hathaway because like he was blue.
well he did get a lot of flack from women, but he found a way to deal with it. Nothing would shake him, and that he would just go up to like the hottest girl that he could find. And he'd be like, "You'd have to pay me," and walk away.
Badass.
All right.
But hey, blue guys are kind of rare, huh?
Yeah, he's the most minority person out there. Repression points all go to him. Everyone shut the fuck up.
Blue lives matter. Remember that.
Dude, you probably listen to Michael 65 all the time.
Remember it or
You
else.
know what song that is? The I'm blue. If I was green, I would die song. That's the one, right?
I don't know if anybody got the reference.
I always thought it was blue ba da ba dee ba ba die. That's what I.
I think
I don't-
that's all he said.
Oh, okay.
I had a blue house with a blue
Wait,
window.
You guys actually translated that?
I have a girlfriend and she is so blue.
Oh,
I don't know
Wait,
the lyrics.
You guys actually translate? Hey, they actually figured it out. All right.
Praise Jesus.
All right, guys.
Okay,
I better end
my
this
bad.
before. I better end this before my. Ooh. my internet.
For the blue people get us.
You guys will have, because without me.
Hitler didn't do nothing. Hitler didn't do nothing.
If you guys watch this whole thing and you enjoyed this, you should definitely subscribe. Why are you not subscribed already? Please subscribe, like the video, share it. Super appreciate it. Thank you to all my guests. You guys are awesome, and thank you for all the people watching. Anything else?
All right.
Seconds.
Okay. Bye bye.
All right, I gotta.